LeBron James is starting to get a little fed up with all the hard fouls he's been taking. Welcome into your ESPN.com headlines. I'm Dario Melendez. King James had this to say Friday after taking that forearm shiver from Josh McRoberts.
Obviously, the game is different. If it was the 80s, then I'll come up swinging, but it's not the 80s. I mean too much to our team, and I can't do that, and me being out the game, it hurts us more than it's going to hurt the other team. So, I got to keep my composure. I get frustrated at times, but I understand how much I mean to this team, and me being in the locker room ain't helpful.
If it were the 80s, I'd come up swinging. Apparently, someone's been watching ESPN 30 for 30. Well, Mike Wallace, our NBA reporter who covers the Heat, is joining us right now to talk a little bit more about this. And, Mike, we just heard what LeBron James had to say, but what about Erik Spoelstra? What's he saying about all these hard fouls King James is taking?
Yeah, you stole my 30 for 30 line there, but LeBron was definitely he was definitely influenced by watching that Bad Boys documentary a couple of days before the playoffs started, and he talked about how much that sort of got him hyped. But the bottom line is that Erik Spoelstra believes that enough's enough. He's seen far too many instances where LeBron was either hit excessively while going to the basket, and it was either A, called a flagrant and then downgraded, not called a flagrant at all, or not even called a common foul. And he believes that LeBron is one of those special players, along with Blake Griffin, Dwight Howard, and a few years ago Shaquille O'Neal, who because of their size and their force, officials have a hard time trying to legislate what's a foul and what's an excessive foul. And Erik Spoelstra said enough is enough. He's talked to the league. They're upset about they're not happy with the ruling. They believe Josh McRoberts should have been suspended, but they'll play on in Game 3.
Now, whenever something like this happens, there's always that retaliation factor. We remember a couple of years ago when Udonis Haslem took out Tyler Hansbrough in the playoffs. Any talk about possible retaliation to McRoberts?
It's amazing because they went out of their way today at practice, Friday's practice before flying to Charlotte, to say that they won't do that they're definitely not going to retaliate. And the bottom line is this: it's not that they don't think that they would like to send a message to other teams, but really they want to get done with Charlotte as quickly as possible. This team has been a nuisance so far to deal with. They played the Heat far closer than Miami even probably expected. This is about sending a message to the next round of the playoffs and then possibly the Eastern Conference Finals, where the tests are going to get far tougher. Miami isn't going to really concern himself with getting a guy suspended and possibly dragging on this first-round series longer than it has to be.
That's Mike Wallace, our ESPN NBA reporter who covers the Miami Heat with the latest on LeBron James. And remember, for your latest headlines, keep right here on ESPN.com. I'm Dario Melendez.